What is up, guys? Welcome to Diggity, a video game podcast, episode number 46. My dudes. Ooh! I'm Jeff James. With me is the ever incredible, luscious Brody Falls. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Even better if you followed us on Instagram and Twitter at Diggity Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Diggity Gaming. And also subscribe to the audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Radio Public, not Pandora. Still haven't got their shit together. Week 5. No one's counting, though. Not me. I'm not counting.
Yeah, at least you're not.
No, definitely not keeping track of it all. Subscribe to us on there. Before we get into... Actually, no. We'll get into sponsor first. I guess this episode is brought to you by Audible. You can head on over to audibletrial.com/diggity to get a free 30-day trial as well as a free audiobook download on us, my dudes. It's actually on Audible. It's not on us. We're just preaching it. I'm not giving you an audiobook. Audible is. I don't have audiobooks. It's Audible. But head on over to audibletrial.com/diggity. That's DIGGITY to get access to over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, your Android, your Kindle, or your MP3 player. I don't even have to look at the show notes anymore to do that. It's disgusting.
Well, 46 episodes in.
I know.
It comes natural.
And
now.
I definitely haven't done it 46 times. I've probably done like 100 because I mess it up most of the time. But I did it this time, which is great. Before we get into news, we do have an announcement as Diggity. Brody's pregnant. Shocking. No, we started a Patreon page, and before you're listening to this and you're like, oh, time to unsubscribe. It's literally there just to grow as we grow. I think for both of us, first of all, the reason why we set it up is this costs money. Like, I mean, there's cost to doing this podcast. On top of that, there's some stuff we want to do in the future for content, and we will do that, even as the Patreon grows and as this community grows. But for us, I think the big thing is just trying to be able to grow at a rate that we want to grow at, and also being able to help out from the financial side of running this. But that being said, we also have I think we have a different view on Patreon, kind of comparative to some other people out there, content creators.
We're on the same page. We're not on the same page as a lot of other content creators.
we look at Patreon as a stepping stone. We think Patreon is an incredible platform, and obviously we're using it, so we see validity in using it and can quantify that. But I think we look at it as a stepping stone. It's not something that I think we want to do forever. And the point is because eventually we do want to do this full time, between podcasts and doing YouTube content and stuff like that. And that's going to take time and us making good quality content. And the thing is to make those revenue streams work over time, that's a numbers game and going on for a certain amount of time. And Patreon can help kind of jump to that path. But Patreon is the rules we have basically, and you can go read it on our Patreon page, patreon.com/diggitygaming. We have, and the links in the description too for the audio podcast as well as on YouTube. But for us, we will always show what we're receiving per month. There's no way in hell that we are ever going to block people from seeing that. One, it's not our money, like point blank.
Right.
When you do that, you are donating to us. Right now, we have one tier. We do want to bring on more tiers as we go along with this. And we're going to slowly roll those out, but we're not going to put out any other tiers aside from the one that we have right now until we know that we can offer a plus and like a decent plus to people. So right now, the one tier is like $2 a month, virtual high five. And then we'll also add on, we're also going to be, we're looking at Discord stuff and adding stuff as we go along. And it's not going to be something where it's like, oh, you have to pay $3 to be on the Discord stuff. It's going to be whoever signed up on this $2 stuff. Like personally, I just want to add stuff as we go along if we're ever to add other tiers to that original $2 tier. But this is something that helps us out. And aside from this one time bringing it up at the start, I'll only ever bring it up at the end of each podcast, except for this one because I've already brought it up. There's no need to.
That's here.
So patreon.com. Follow us on the link below, my dudes. And with that, do you want to get into kind of upcoming
Well, first
games?
off, what did you play this weekend?
Oh, shoot.
I know, man.
Ooh.
Getting all cocky about not using the show notes.
I know. Gosh. We played
We played a lot of stuff.
We played a lot of stuff.
Kind of a variety weekend.
I played quite a fair bit of Tetris 99.
Yeah.
Farthest I got me, I was number 11.
Ooh, I made it to 26, I think.
Dude, that game is fantastic.
It's so simple, but amazing.
It works
all at the same
so
time.
well, man. I was when I started up, not gonna lie, the UI and stuff like that was kind of like, oh boy, like kind of like the quality of it was kind of like.
I do kind of wish there was a bit of a tutorial.
Yeah, I know.
It took me like 5 games to figure out what
the right stick did. Right, I'm like, okay, so am I supposed to move this, or is it just like do what I do, or do it for me? But yeah, no, I played a lot of Tetris 99. Played Forza. We both played Forza. Before I got sick. And was like, guys, I gotta go to bed. Gosh, what else did we play? We played Crackdown 3. Obviously, we're gonna talk about that.
Yep.
Rocket League.
Yep.
Nothing else on my end. I don't think on the Switch. I really just hammered through some Tetris 99 on my Switch. I didn't play anything else. Did you play anything?
I played the Yoshi demo.
Yeah, that's right. You played the Yoshi demo.
Yeah.
How was that? Whoa, what's the yeah?
No, it's not a bad yeah. It's just.
Oh, okay.
It's very reminiscent of Kirby for me. I think it's just a little too easy. And
well, because there's a Kirby crafted or yarn or whatever, right? Kirby yarn.
Yeah.
So does it feel like that? Did you play that one?
I didn't play that one. I mean the newest Kirby that came out on the Switch. I mean,
okay.
I think it will serve a purpose, but I don't think that purpose is to please me. I think my kids are gonna love it.
Okay, so you're saying it's kids game. It's definitely
from what I
super
played of it,
game.
it seemed pretty simplistic. But granted, this is like the opening. It's just.
Are you
kind
upset
of
by
demo.
that though?
No, I didn't really expect too much as far as difficulty wise out of it.
Okay, fair enough.
I do remember playing like the Yoshi 64. Yeah, Yoshi. What was that one?
Yoshi's Island.
Was that Yoshi's Island? I don't know.
It was Yoshi's Island.
Was it Yoshi? Yeah, okay.
I think so.
Whatever it was, I played that one.
Was it 2D that you're playing?
It was kind of like a 3D-ish, 2D-ish type. It wasn't. It was like a 2D, 3D, like the mix. Like it's all side-scrolling, but it's also.
No, are you talking about right now? Or are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the one on 64.
Okay, got you. Okay.
No, the one on the Switch is definitely 3D. It's actually really cool how they do some of the
things. Because apparently you can like play the whole course backwards. Or something like
and
that.
when you play backwards, everything is. There's the pop filter once.
One time already.
Gosh, I gotta stop talking with my hands.
You're Italian.
Basically, like when you go back through the world in reverse, all of the cardboard cutouts and everything, you can see the back of it. So it looks like cereal boxes and things like that.
So it's like
pretty
a facade,
cool.
like a set, like a movie set almost.
Yeah, it's really neat how they went about it.
That is neat.
But it was pretty simplistic, but good at the same time. I also played the Daemon X Machina. Not a fan.
Ooh.
Not a fan.
Who would be a fan?
I don't know.
No.
Honestly, as far as a mech game goes, it feels weird. Like the combat
What's wrong with it? I was hearing online it was floaty.
It is floaty, which is odd to say considering you are kind of floating, but at the same time, when you would fire your gun, I didn't even know I was firing half the time. Like,
well, is this a beta? Or is this an alpha?
This is like a beta. It's not really a full demo because I think they're still a little ways out from release, but and they definitely were trying to get feedback and stuff. So I think they kind of know there are some issues, but the combat felt weird. Like I didn't know I was firing. There's no feedback to know that you're firing half the time. And even I was playing handheld, which probably wasn't the best choice for this game. I mean, it was a little fuzzy.
No,
that's normal. But what I mean is like
I
couldn't see any of the bullets or anything like that. So
what I was going to say to the handheld stuff is just basically if you can't play the game handheld, I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of a pain in the ass to me.
Well, and there are a few games that are kind of like that where it's definitely you lose quite a bit going handheld, but I think my main thing was I just didn't know if I was firing or what, because some of the bigger enemies and stuff, like one of the bigger bosses that you fought, like it didn't really show that you were doing any damage, and I don't know. I was not a fan. There were some cool elements like being able to pick up new pieces for your mech and to customize that and to completely paint it and things like that.
How long is this demo? Like, what the heck?
I think it was like 4 or 5 levels.
Okay.
But they were smaller.
How
One
long
of
did
them
it
was a
take you?
tutorial.
Did you finish it or no?
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay.
It was probably, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, maybe.
Oh wow, that's pretty decent.
Hour and a half, yeah, something like that. I spent some time, painting my mech and things like that. And then the last thing that I played 2 other things. One was Sniper Elite 4 off of Game Pass. I played it for about 5 minutes and uninstalled it.
Whoa, really? Why?
It didn't feel right. Something was off.
Did you shoot someone in the nuts?
No, I didn't shoot anybody in the nuts.
When you shoot them in the nuts, it does the X-ray on their testicle.
Yeah, you can see it go through and everything. But no, I didn't. I couldn't get into it. I don't know if it was me, but it seemed like graphically it was not okay.
On the PC, it's incredible.
Oh, I'm sure on the PC it was great. On Xbox,
just on Xbox, didn't run very well, yeah?
No, not a fan. And then the last thing I played was the Black Desert Online Beta, which has been out on PC for a long time. I play it on PC. I enjoy it on PC. I enjoyed it on Xbox. It was definitely choppy and had some issues that I hope they
How are controls? Because this is a PC
controls
game
really
going
are
to,
not that bad.
Going to Xbox.
The worst thing about it is the different characters or your different classes.
Okay.
You have to learn different combos, and they're all combos of like the right bumper and the right trigger or something like that. Like they're all different combos of the bumpers and the triggers, and then like B is like your melee type thing. But it wasn't too bad. I think if you played one class enough, you could figure all that out. But I literally tried every single class and played them up to like level 12 or so.
Huh.
So spent a little bit of time in that. I actually ended up buying it. So
You bought it?
I bought it.
How much is that?
$30.
Okay.
But I mean, I have it on PC too, and I paid like $5 for it there. So.
Yeah.
But it
Do
looks
they sync
way
up?
better
The
on
accounts
PC.
don't sync up, do they?
I don't believe so.
Why wouldn't they make that a play anyway?
I don't know.
You're upset by that.
Yeah, I had already.
He's
bought
upset.
It. I had already bought it on Steam, so it wasn't a big deal because I bought it on sale a while back. But,
Yeah.
No, I'm kind of excited for that game. I really like MMO games. I just usually am not at my computer, and I usually get on Xbox so we can chat about Diggity and other things. And
Heck yeah.
so having that on the Xbox is going to be fantastic for me. But there's some choppiness that needs fixed for sure.
Okay.
That I really, really hope that they get around to. And it only had 6 classes. I don't know if that was only because it was the beta or if
Might have been the beta.
people were kind of, I don't know, what I was finding online was not very reassuring.
Oh boy.
But we'll see. There's 16 classes in game.
Yeah.
And 6 of them in the beta. So I hope that's just the beta.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm excited for it.
Interesting, dude. Well, hey, hit us up with the our weekly update here with upcoming games.
All right, so upcoming games this week is a little bit slow, but February 19th, we have Dead End Request and Steins Gate Elite. I completely forgot to write down what those were coming to, but they're coming.
Oh, my gosh. Classic.
I had to search for those because the only 2 I could find right offhand were Anthem, coming out to PC and PS4 and Xbox One on February 22nd, and Origami Shadow Edition coming to the Switch. Those were the main 2 games, and I had to do a little bit of digging for the other ones.
You know what's crazy? Me and my wife were watching, me and Janelle were watching the NBA All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And there was an Anthem commercial during that.
Yeah.
And it was nuts. Like they had it was a beautifully done trailer where it looked like a movie and everything. There's shit blowing up and like all this crazy stuff. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Like the minute long or minute and 30-second like commercial or whatever.
Yeah, they put a lot of time and effort in.
And then I'm like, that's not what it's like.
No, it's a lot of frustration.
Yeah. So Anthem's the only big game that came out this week. They locked out on that.
Yeah.
I think that pretty well.
Well, a lot of other games were slated to come around this time, and a lot of them ran. A lot of them went to other release dates or were pushed back.
They thought Anthem was going to crush them.
Yeah, they thought Anthem was going to come in and kill it, which I was hesitant because after we put out our review, I started listening to other people's reviews, and everybody's like, man, I can't wait for this game. I'm excited. I'm like, did we play the same thing?
I know.
I'm sorry.
I know.
And then now some of the other
People
reviews are starting to
I
surface. And
I
you're
know.
starting to see...
We put ours up, and I listened to some other people, and I'm like, oh my god, were we that harsh on it? Were we that harsh on Anthem? But then
we were pretty harsh on it. But I mean,
what do you do?
I think it's fair.
You're EA.
I think it was harsh, but fair.
You can't make a game like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got your BioWare, and you have EA money behind you.
Right.
I mean, what's the excuse on it? It was more technical perspective. It fucked up numerous times.
Yeah, we had
the UI didn't work. I mean, what are you going to say about it? Right, into the news. So the Copyright Office has apparently refused the request to copyright the Carlton. So we talked about the Fortnite dance thing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So Alfonso Ribeiro's, which is Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, lawsuit against Epic for the inclusion of the dance just got a lot harder. Saskia Florence, a supervisory registration specialist in the office's Performing Arts Division, states, the dancer sways their hips as they step from side to side while swinging their arms in an exaggerated manner. In the second dance step, the dancer takes 2 steps to each side while opening and closing their legs and their arms in unison. In the final step, the dancer's feet are still in the lower one hand from above their head to the middle of their chest while fluttering their fingers. The combination of these 3 dance steps is a simple routine that is not registerable as a choreographed work. We could be fucking curing cancer, and we decide to put our effort into this. What is the Carlton? Is the Carlton an actual dance that could be registered under a copyright?
Yeah. It's crazy.
What a country we live in.
Yeah. What a time to be alive, my friend.
Honestly, dude. We got a guy to the fucking moon. And we're doing this now.
This is...
what would Abraham Lincoln say?
Like we've said, I don't know.
What would the founding fathers say to this? This is our biggest concern. We got fucking North Korea with missiles and shit, and we're figuring out if the Carlton, you can copyright that from a guy from an 80s sitcom. Are you kidding me?
90s. Come on, man.
Very early 90s. The show probably
90s still.
The show is probably going to air in 89 or 88, but it got canceled.
I think the actual dance, if I remember right, because I was reading through all this, it was the first time it appeared was in an episode in 91.
I don't understand, dude.
Yeah.
Why thank God this got shut down. I hope the other ones follow suit. Yeah,
absolutely.
What was the other one?
If this one doesn't get copyrighted, I cannot imagine any of the other ones are going.
No, I know.
This would be the
power
one
of
that
Carlton. The power of Carlton was behind this one.
This is the one that would have gotten copyrighted, and nope. So I can't imagine Backpack Kid or the Random.
That's right. That was a dance move. The Random. Which could imply anything. What was you could do anything, right?
What was the rappers?
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. But anyway, we've talked about this before. All of these have seemed like desperate cash grabs.
For sure it is.
Because nobody cared about it until it was in Fortnite, and Fortnite came out. Or Epic made $5 billion last year. And everybody's like, hey, hang on.
Yeah, point blank, this is people just trying to get fucking money.
Yep.
I mean, that's it.
That's
Carlton doesn't have enough money, so he wants to fucking go rip on Fortnite.
He's hosting AFV right now. America's Funniest Home Videos.
When's the last time you tuned into AFV?
To watch
another baby put peanut butter on themselves. Fuck that show. God. All right, what other piece of news we got?
So Stardew Valley is coming to Android finally.
Sweet.
The game is now open for pre-registration in the Google Play Store. The Android version will be priced at $7.99, the same price as the iOS version, which is, man, there's a lot of gameplay for $7.99.
I know.
And on the go, not even on your Switch, on your phone.
Yeah.
This is the full version of the game, up to version 1.3, which is everything except for the multiplayer aspect. You will be able to transfer your save from the PC version. They only specify PC. I don't know if you're going to be able to get it from anywhere else, but
I doubt it.
Probably not. The multiplayer update is coming to the Xbox and PS4 sometime soon, which is where it is not at currently. It is on Switch and on PC so far.
That'd be huge when that happens.
So that was just another little tidbit of information he threw at the end of that note he put out.
It was a Stardew Direct.
Stardew Direct.
Hey, the Razer Game Store is closing. Some people are reporting that they are receiving emails stating that the short-lived game store is shutting down. The email says, "Dear gamer, we regret to announce that Razer Game Store, gamestore.razer.com, will cease operation on February 28th, 2019 at 100 hours Pacific time as part of the company's realignment plans. It has been a privilege for us to recommend and deliver great digital game deals to you. We have been extremely fortunate to have you as part of our awesome community. Thank you for the support in making all this possible. We'll be investing in other ways to deliver great content and introduce game promotions through Razer Gold, our virtual credit system. Do visit us there and stay tuned for more news, for additional information, blah, 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 blah. Here's your FAQ. Yours truly, the Razer team. Love you. Heart. Bump slaps.
Love you.
Peach emoji.
What was that last one?
Eggplant emoji.
That escalated so quickly.
Hey, I never used this store.
I did not either.
I don't think many people did. And that's why
Hence
it's closing.
why it's shutting down.
That's all I got for this piece of news. I don't know what else.
It wasn't a good store.
No. I think it could have been a lot.
Everybody and their brother wants one.
Everybody
and their brother wants a store right now, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we want a store. You want to do a Diggity store?
We want a store. Diggity store. We'll start it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
We'll just sell Crackdown 3. That's it. We'll get into that in a second. Oh, man. What you got?
So there's more Activision drama. Game Workers Unite, which is a grassroots labor organization. So a union without it actually being a union.
That's the most bullshit.
That was how it was described, man.
Brody, we are an audio version of a talk show. Not a podcast.
So, yeah, it's a union that's not a real union.
Audio show.
They're pushing for Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick to be fired.
That's great. They're not a union yet, so they can't do that.
Yeah. So a direct quote from a tweet from the Game Workers Unite says, mind you, all of these are angry as shit. They're really, really, gunning for him bad. Yeah. But upending 800 workers' lives while raking in millions in bonuses for you and your C-suite buddies isn't leadership. It's theft. We, the workers of Activision and their friends, have had enough. Join us in saying that it's time to hashtag fire Bobby Kotick.
You know, Bobby Kotick sounds like a football player.
I was gonna say a NASCAR racer.
Oh, yes. Ooh. Yes.
Ricky Bobby.
Oh, you come up, Bobby Kotick down. Bobby, what another left. Another left. Oh, Bobby Kotick spinning out in the third run there. Holy smokes, you gotta be kidding me. 10 laps to go. Bobby Kotick wins the Daytona 500. Where you going, Bobby Kotick? I'm gonna take me and my wife to Disneyland.
You have fun, Bobby Kotick. So another tweet says, not convinced Kotick's leadership is anything but greedy and explorative. Iwata. Ooh, that was a bad one to mess up. I knew it was wrong as soon as I said it.
Please, and put it on the internet to shame him.
Oh man, as soon as it left my mouth, I knew I messed up. CEO of Nintendo cut his own pay during times of trouble to ensure no employees would lose their jobs, and Activision saw record profits this year. They have no excuse. Hashtag fire Bobby Kotick.
Bobby Kotick.
One last quote from the Game Workers Unite. This one is not a tweet, just a quote. A very angry quote. The cycle of layoffs continue to derail our industry because of prioritization of shareholder profits over workers' lives and quality game development. If you want to help change the industry for the better, we encourage you to get involved today.
Sounds like people want to make money.
Hashtag
off union
fire
workers.
Bobby Kotick.
Sounds like people want to make money off of union workers now.
Yep.
Man, if everyone's listening to this, anyone in the gaming industry, it is ultimately is your choice to whether or not you want to push a union into this industry or not. It's democracy. However, do some fucking research. Do not just sign up for fucking union because you think you will never get fired or because they're constantly looking for your rights. Just be cautious. I'm sure there are some great unions out there. Great.
A lot of them are not great, though.
Yes.
A lot of them
are fucking terrible.
Yep. This is... I understand, but at the same time, I don't. Because the climate of the gaming industry is not an unknown thing. Everyone knows what they are getting into when they go into this
But isn't that
business.
the problem? Because that's the standard. But but I think to your point too. Also, they fucking got away. Like it's not that they get away with it. It's
Right.
just they fucking people are demanding fucking video games.
I am not saying that the industry doesn't need to change, but I'm
Yeah.
saying unions are not going to be the way you
No.
want to go about it.
I agree with you.
I work in an industry that has unions in a lot of different places, and there's a lot of reasons why those places that have the unions don't succeed.
Yeah.
Because they
That's limiting.
hinder everything more than they help. And I think we talked about this last week on Thursday, Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah, because it was just while I was sick and couldn't think straight or anything.
I think it was Thursday. Maybe it was last
yeah.
Tuesday show. I don't know.
Last week sometime
Whatever.
we talked about it.
We did.
And we stated where we stood on this, and we think absolutely that there's issues with how this was handled by
sure.
the CEO, by Bobby Kotick.
Kotick.
Around on the left. But there's
First man to take a ride in NASCAR.
But it was the president that came back out, not the president of the United States of America, but the president of Activision Blizzard came out and made a better statement and clarified everything that was said and put it in a better way. And
for sure. He stated why they had to get rid of them, which Bobby Kotick never fucking did.
No.
He just said...
The main problem with how Kotick handled it was saying, all in one breath, we made a shitload of money this year. You're fired. You're fired. Like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
That's insensitive.
No,
and
you could have done two releases, one for investors and one for...
Absolutely.
Employees.
And it seems like a lot of the Activision Blizzard people were kind of blindsided. I mean, some of them had like warning, but they basically came into a note inside of their building saying, hey, these people are all fired, pretty much is what it came down to. And the way they handled it was shitty, and that was the main issue.
Yeah.
It wasn't the issue that they let these people go because they were excess people that were brought on for busy times, and now they don't need those people. And that happens. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying it's
we
good.
Said it's because of the merger.
It happens. Yeah.
But there's people at Blizzard that do what people at Activision do.
Yeah.
And when you merge them, people take on those fucking tasks and those teams.
And on top of that, I mean, you
and
lost Bungie and some of the other. It was a busy year last year. This year's a lot slower.
Yeah. And one of Bungie's biggest problems, why they left, they made a statement of it, was because they were limiting talent.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you got to fucking leave. I mean, that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, this is just, I think this is extremism, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not to get political in any sense, because I don't want to be political at all in this podcast. But the thing is just, I think people got fired. There's anger there, and I think people are just like, let's just fuck this up.
It's the knee-jerk reaction. I mean.
But it's also the wrong reaction, because it's the reaction of, like, I hate this. I'm going to let somebody else handle this. No, like, you should fucking handle it. Yeah. Like, as much as it sucks, the 800 people that got, let go, fired, whatever you want to call it, laid off, they need to come together and be like, look, this industry needs to fucking stop doing this and this and this.
Yeah.
This needs to happen. But you can't just fucking say, I hate this. Here, you handle this. Because if someone else is going to handle your shit, they're never going to listen to you.
Right. And on top of that, all of the people who were fired, or at least the majority of them, were not directly related to games or game development. They were marketing. They were marketing and your esports, right? Yeah. They were a lot of the people that, if you're having a slow year, you can't have all of these people just sitting around collecting a paycheck. I mean,
well, here's the other option, right? I mean, if you don't want to do, if everyone says no, I want a union, what's your other option? Is to be a contractor,
right?
To be a 1099 independent contractor.
Yeah.
And at that point, you don't get any benefits. You're not getting health benefits. You have to pay privatized health care.
Bouncing around from place to
place. Yeah. So it's all like project based. The fact that there's fucking video game companies that are around right now that literally can employ people full time, 365 every year is fucking incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's all project based shit.
Right.
It's craziness. Anyways, data miners are finding some interesting things in Apex Legends files. So it was going good, and then there's a little bit. It's all good. It's all right.
It's not bad.
Depends.
Just data mines, my man, my dude.
So far, the data miners have found files for new game modes, new characters, and even cosmetics. One of the game modes that have been found is called Survival. The game mode is still a mystery, but it does appear to bring in NPCs to cheer players on, and a replay system that will allow you to see who killed you and how you were killed, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The game's code also mentioned solos and duos, so there may be hope for those who hate 3-player squads. And one of the 2 characters that have been data mined is called Octane, who seems to have a stim injection of some sort. Probably similar to the stims that already exist in Titanfall. The second character is called Watson, who sports the ability to deploy a Tesla trap. These are rumors, so as always take them with a grain of salt, but they were pulled from the thing. It's fucking happening.
But they could have been existing modes that they scrapped too.
It's fucking happening.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying it's happening.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying the rumors take with a grain of salt, but it's fucking happening.
I know a lot of people would be happy to see
for sure
singles and duos.
Yeah.
Because I know that's one of the main complaints is that you have to play a 3-man squad.
Now, my only worry with this is
I would like to see a 4-man squad, in all honesty, because a lot of times we have that 4th person, and it would be nice to not have to exclude somebody. But
one of the reason why I said, oh no, with the data mine stuff is just I hope this comes out, and I hope this comes out fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it is Respawn. I get it that's doing it, so I hope EA is cool with the Respawn team handling.
Yeah. Which so far,
the aspect of DLC possibly. They've said it's gonna be free.
Yeah.
But
I think they'll do free updates. I mean, we've already proven that you can make an absolute shit ton of money off of cosmetics alone. Look at Fortnite. True. Good God.
Speaking of that, man, there's so many people that aren't playing Fortnite anymore. Went on Twitch the other night.
Crazy.
Apex Legends is killing it.
Still killing it. Which makes me a little happy. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I don't have anything against Fortnite. I'm sick of hearing about it.
Okay.
I want some variety.
Uh-huh.
I don't necessarily want Fortnite to die. I think it's great for what it does, but I just want some variety.
I think they come back with something crazy.
Fortnite.
Yeah, and I think they come back with something. I think Fortnite's gonna come up with something nuts.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't doubt it.
Take their time and they'll put something out there that's just absolutely insane, dude.
Yeah.
All right, man. You got some Nintendo rumors, man.
So our last news before we get to the Crackdown
3 review.
Yeah.
Ish.
The review-ish thing. So we got Nintendo rumors again. Game Informer senior editor Imran Khan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weird names today in this episode. Weird names today.
Hinted at something interesting Nintendo-based while on the Kind of Funny Games Daily show.
Oh, way to go, Greg Miller.
Yeah, we're Greg Miller.
God, Greg Miller did it.
He said, let me hint at something, I guess. This is a thing that I'm going to write up at some point as soon as I get some more sources on it, but there's a game that's thought to be a dead Nintendo reviving. Or thought to be... Wow! Woo!
There's a game that's thought to be dead that Nintendo is reviving.
Yeah, and is not one that people would expect. It was very much a title that was dead and buried, very officially canceled. Khan added that he's heard enough about this game and that he's almost sure it exists.
I mean, it's a journalist.
Yeah, he also tweeted out to clarify after the Direct that it was not something that was announced in the Direct. So, yeah.
What do you think it is?
I don't know.
Earthbound.
Could be.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Mario Kart Double Dash. I thought it was dead. Reggie.
It's going to be something people don't expect.
Every podcast, I'll preach. I'm going to get a bumper sticker. Election season's coming up. You know what we could do? We could do, we'll do, a total, presidential looking bumper sticker, but it'll be, vote to bring back Double Dash.
Yeah.
Or something like that, and we'll hand that out. That'll be, our next tier for Patreon.
You know what we need?
What?
We need a monitor that sits right here, so I'm not staring down at my phone trying to read off of it out of
or
the corner
right there.
of my
Hey, we could do that. We could maybe set that up.
We need to do something
That'd
like
be
that.
smart.
Because I can't read like that.
Well,
it messes me up.
In the springtime, we're making changes to the
right.
set and everything.
Yeah, we're gonna
we'll be okay.
Put our woodworking skills to.
We're gonna screw a post to a block.
We're gonna
of wood.
take a 2x4 and screw it to a post.
To a fence post. Drill a hole through the center of it and put a mic through it.
No.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be
I'm gonna
absolutely
make it
stunning.
It's gonna be gorgeous. I'm gonna stain it. It's gonna be made of mahogany.
Yeah.
And rich leather books.
Anchorman quotes. Crazy. That's cool that the Game Informer dude is saying that basically he knows that something's going on. Interesting. We'll see if it's true.
I was actually looking through a Game Informer today, and it was weird because now that we're doing this podcast, we have to stay up on everything, and
Yeah.
it feels like everything's so old. It's all old news,
And Game
you know?
Informer, yeah, because it's
Because it comes out, you know.
and I think because we both have GameStop.
Yeah.
What's it called? God, Players Pass, whatever. I don't know, whatever. Their membership or whatever. Pro? Is that what it is? Okay, sorry. GameStop Pro. And I mean, if we picked it up in store, I guess maybe that news would kind of be on time. But
Yeah, and you can actually
But
get
when
a
I get to my
digital
home-
version of it.
oh, can you?
Yeah.
Because whenever I get it at my home, it's like a month late, and I'm like,
I always get it real late.
yeah. I get
But-
Spider-Man and like the Spider-Man issue like a month after Spider-Man came out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I was reading the one I have.
nothing
and it might
against
not
Game
even be
Informer. I think the
No.
articles are great.
Oh, I
the
love
art
it.
is fantastic
great.
in it. It's just I get it late, man.
I do too. And that might not even be the newest one that I have, but the one I just happened to grab.
What do you have now?
It was the Shadows Die Twice one. Is that the newest
I
one?
don't even think I fucking have that yet.
Oh boy.
I don't even think I have that
boy.
yet.
I think that was like December's. I should be getting
Holy-
January's any day now, I would
Holy
imagine.
shit. Thank God, because February's almost over.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Well, April I'll get February's.
What is your prediction?
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I
Well,
had
think of it. What's some dead stuff? What's some dead things?
some dead things. Well,
Super
right
Mario
now,
RPG.
yeah.
That's something that's been pretty dead. It's been dead since the SNES. F-Zero.
That was the one I thought of earlier, and I couldn't. I was trying to think of it.
Okay.
F-Zero is the one
F-Zero.
that I could definitely see.
Star Fox maybe.
I thought of Star Fox because there was that rumor of that Star Fox racing game not too terribly long ago,
Right.
And then that died.
And people would be like, boy, they have other Star Fox games out there. Yeah, but I mean, they haven't really done like a core focused Star Fox game for quite some time.
The last one that they had was the Assault. Or was there one after Assault?
Oh my gosh.
There was definitely one after Assault, I think.
With the green cover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I forget.
Yeah.
So Star
It was
Fox,
a-
Super Mario RPG.
That one was very not.
I say
loved.
Earthbound is definitely a contender.
I would be very okay with that.
Imagine Earthbound in Link's Awakening style, less chibi-ish though.
What, you don't like chibi?
No,
I couldn't tell.
It's been known since the last podcast. No, I mean, imagine that.
Yeah.
Kind of it would look beautiful.
If Ness looked just like he does in Smash, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. That'd be great.
A whole Earthbound game.
Earthbound. Oh gosh, what else is this? Not Pikmin, because I mean that's got a new one. Jeez.
It's gonna be something obscure, I think. I don't think it's gonna be anything.
I want.
I think F-Zero is probably the best bet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You think they want to do a racing game like that?
Why not?
Because they're gonna announce Mario Kart. Double Dash remastered.
Just keep holding
E3,
on to that,
baby.
my friend.
E3.
E3.
E3 2019, baby.
What if it's gonna be Mario Kart Triple Dash?
3 people?
3 people.
What if it's Mario bobsled? You just bobsled team, Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah.
Be awesome. Gosh, what else is there?
Mario Drag Racing.
No.
No,
not
I
some-
want Mario Strikers.
Oh,
Super Mario
okay,
Strikers.
yeah,
Or one
that's
of
something
those.
that's been dead for a bit since the
Yeah.
Wii, right?
Yeah.
Because it didn't come out on Wii U, didn't?
Mm-mm.
No, okay.
Both of them came out on the Wii, I believe.
No, one on GameCube. One came out on GameCube.
Yeah. Sorry, one was GameCube.
Yeah,
And the second one came out on the Wii.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's one. That's another one. Gosh, what else could there be? I mean, Mario Party. We got that.
Mm-hmm.
We know we're gonna get a Mario Kart. Jeez, man. I don't know. WarioWare.
They just do like a game collection on
Yeah, but
2DS or 3DS.
a Waluigi game. Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
I don't know, man. I think for the most part, because a lot of people were speculating that this was the Link's Awakening, and that's why he tweeted out afterwards saying that's not what it was. It wasn't announced in the direct. A lot of people were thinking that's what it was, but so I don't know, man. I'm sure time will tell. I mean,
trying to
I
think.
appreciate him throwing it out there, but at the same time,
I just hope it's true.
yeah,
That's why I don't think we throw that shit out there.
no.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, we're going to get blah, blah, blah.
As we just told the story.
No, I mean,
Well,
it's from him. It's not from us.
Right.
I mean, I really don't want someone. I really don't want someone to come on the show and be like, "Hey, by the way, I think I've been snooping around. I think I know that Nintendo's going to release this. Get off my show."
Yeah.
Holy
shit.
Nintendo
has ninjas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Copyright ninjas, man.
I'm gonna open that door and they're gonna kick my ass.
And do the Carlton and kick you in the nutsack. Because it's not copywritten anymore. We could do it right now,
That's
man.
right.
We do the Carlton
Go
anytime,
ahead. Have at it. You got plenty of room back here.
Never. I won't. Okay, so Crackdown 3 review. Should be pretty quick. This is, I mean, it's not a full review. I don't want to give this our full review. I think it's going to be like kind of review in progress or kind of just like our first initial thoughts on it. We played it. It's available on Game Pass. There you go, Microsoft, to give you your plug for Game Pass. You're welcome. You're welcome, Phil. Let's start with graphics. Kind of hard, honestly, to start with this because it's cell shaded.
Yeah. It's a very stylistic.
Graphic styling hasn't changed since its first iteration, and it doesn't change for this one, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not. I'm not upset by the art style of it. I am upset with how it plays. And like we'll get into that, but I mean, like even just animations and stuff. I feel like there's ways that you could have plussed it. To make it feel like it was more of an Xbox One game. The feel I got from it was it felt like it was an Xbox compat game, like a backwards compatibility game.
Yeah, and that's
360.
Definitely a common thought on that. I think other games have done cell shading better, and they work better.
Yeah.
Like Borderlands comes to mind. I think Borderlands knocked it out of the park.
Oh, they kill it with cell shading.
I guess if you really want to get technical, they don't actually consider it cell shading. Some people get real uptight about that, but whatever. It's essentially cell shading.
That's a common folk term.
Yeah.
So.
But I think the graphics were okay, like you said. Nothing has changed really since Crackdown 1. It looks about the same. I don't have a 1X, so I didn't see it in 4K, but I imagine it looked like cell shading, but
in 4K.
In 4K.
Hooray.
So I don't know. There's not a whole lot to be said about the graphics, like you said. The only thing that I will say is some of the cutscenes and stuff that they did like 4 different style cutscenes. They did some that it was your character in game. They did some that were like a pre-made video. They did some that was like this like still shot with things going on around it. Like it's kind of weird. A little weird.
Yeah, it was a little weird in some instances. It didn't flow too well, but whatever. Yeah. Okay, cool. So UI on it. This is again, honest to God, it felt like a 360 game. It was super bare bones UI for me.
Yeah.
Not the map necessarily, but like when you start this game up, it's just like play.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you're like, okay,
there's
cool.
not much.
Also, super weird that you have the what's the multiplayer thing called? Oh my gosh, the multiplayer
Wrecking Zone.
Yeah, Wrecking Zone. So it's super weird to me that Wrecking Zone was a separate installation in game. Mm-hmm. Like on your Xbox dashboard, it shows up separate comparative to the story mode. I don't know why that is.
It's kind of bizarre.
Whatever, because it ended up downloading both at the same time anyways through Game Pass, so I couldn't choose to not download both. Yeah. And so that was kind of weird. But yeah, UI in game, I mean, menu is pretty simple to use. The map was interesting. When you need to like hunt people down, it's a little weird. The way they have everyone laid out, they're kind of like standing like chess pieces, and you kind of have to go around to them. But the map was okay. In terms of the UI, switching through weapons, I had a tough time sometimes. Other than that, I mean, it was just a pretty bare bones UI to me. I didn't really notice anything crazy.
There wasn't much going on there. I mean, like you said, it's
decent.
It's bare bones. It worked.
Yep.
I don't have too much complaints in that department.
It works. Sound. Hey, sounded good.
Yeah.
I like the music in it. I thought the music was really cool.
Yeah.
In the game, it got me pumped up. And aside from that, standardized sound on it. Like it just seems like make me a game. And that's kind of what it was. It wasn't anything like that floored me. Like. Holy cow! This sounds super realistic, and it doesn't need to. It's the style of the game isn't for realism.
I think the sound was pretty good overall. I think all the guns have their own sound and things like that. They didn't like reuse that. The cars all have their own sounds and things. The only thing with the sound that I thought was a little weird, and I don't even think it's necessarily like bad.
Yeah.
The voice acting was fine. It just the
script
was very cheesy.
I don't even know if it's cheesy. The voice acting was just very like it was eccentric and like.
If you played Crackdown before, either 1 or 2, it was almost the exact same thing.
Which is what we'll get to in our final review. Style, yeah. Right. So meat of this gameplay. Let's start off with combat. So we had very different experiences. I was sick the other day when you wanted to actually play the single player side of it.
Yeah. And
so you and I actually only got to play co-op. So let's talk about the co-op first in terms of gameplay on that, because we were very much looking forward to the fact that there's a game that's co-op for co-op campaign.
Absolutely.
I was super stoked for it. This fucking game does not run in co-op. Like I'm just point blank. It does not work.
Nope.
For co-op. We'll get to single player in a second because it redeems itself in single player. Thank God. But we played co-op first, and like it just glitched out. You would pick up a rock or an enemy to throw it, and like your guy would be like back and forth, like Terry Crews would just be having a stroke, and then you'd have you go to select your weapon, it would glitch out. We were fighting the boss Roxy, and there's like these kind of this like ceiling where bits of it would spin around and block the point that you had to shoot, and at one point it just wasn't spinning properly. It would just like stutter and jitter, and it was almost unplayable. Like that, the co-op was unplayable, completely unplayable.
Yeah,
like
co-op was bad.
Is fucking broken. You could not do anything on it.
Yeah, there was a constant stutter. It wasn't even like a frame rate stutter. It was like everything dropped for a second, and then you were back alive, and like it was just all over the place. And it was, like you said, it was unplayable, and it was. I mean, it was to the point where you quit playing that night.
I fucking quit.
Like I'm sitting here, kind of looking around, like, okay, guess we're done.
I quit. I couldn't play it. It's pissing me off.
Right.
It's brutal, and I never do that with games.
No, the co-op ran probably the worst I've seen a game run in a long time.
And very long time.
It was so bad, and I was afraid that was the whole game.
Yes, I'll let you take that away, and then we'll loop back to that being bad. So you go for it.
So I played some single player also to keep.
And I did not.
For scientific purposes, I went into single player to see if it was an issue with just co-op or what.
Right.
And luckily it is just co-op, which isn't acceptable, but it's at least something. Playing single player, the game ran flawlessly. I mean, everything worked like it should as far as frame rate and being able to run around and not stutter and end up halfway across the map before you know it, type of thing.
Yes.
You could actually shoot enemies because now they aren't going, all over the place at 200 mile an hour. But it was one of those things that was very unfortunate because it almost completely ruined the game for me because first off, we jumped into co-op because that was a huge aspect of this game. That was a huge selling point. And if it wasn't for Game Pass, and I had paid $60 and
I would have fucking returned that thing.
Yeah, and had the co-op do that, and I bought it to play co-op, I would have returned. That's not acceptable by any means, and I expect so much more from Microsoft Studios on that.
On single player stuff, and we'll get back to the kind of the standards of Microsoft on that. Do you want to go through just like some quick stuff on gameplay, like how is combat for you? Because I did not play the single player mode, so I'll just ask you, how was combat?
So combat was good, especially after you start finding some of the other guns. Like your guns that you start out with suck, and obviously a big part of this game is earning more stats. You get orbs and things like that, and so now your guns do more damage, and you can handle better guns and things like that. So as I went through, I was able to find more guns and things that I liked, and I finally found a loadout of like 3 guns that I didn't want to trade them for anything else, but I wanted to because that's how you get the weapon.
Do you think it was too slow, the ramp up for that skill stuff?
No, I don't think so. I think it was. I started finding at least one gun that I could deal with, and then just stay close to ammo constantly so I could refill it or whatever. And it wasn't too big of a hindrance. I think combat is simple. I think the snap to to fire on or to target an enemy is a little much. It was a little excessive, and it makes it to where there's no skill. You just constantly
pull off and
pulling off the trigger and then going to the next person, and so it takes the skill out of it. But it makes it for a fun, like almost action movie type sequence where you can jump through the air and like 360 no scope somebody basically, and it feels okay because of the nature of the game.
How about driving?
Driving is rough. I'm having a hard time remembering how Crackdown was, the initial one, because I remember having a lot of problems with driving in the first place then too, but as you level it up, it gets better and your control gets tighter, which makes sense because otherwise if your driving's amazing off the get-go, where do you go from there type of thing, unless you can go faster and fly farther type of thing. But I think the driving... As I level it up, I'll have a better idea of that, but I feel like it should have at least started out a little better because it's pretty rough off the get-go.
Yeah, and traversal, stuff like that.
I had some trouble with traversal. There was some times where I thought that Terry Crews should have grabbed the ledge, and he wouldn't. I had...
2019.
Damn it, Terry.
Damn it, Terry.
I had some issues with... where I was just trying to jump up this building or something, and things wouldn't work how you would expect them to. Just some weird.
It was hard to judge where you're landing.
Yeah,
I felt like
there was some of that.
Some parts, like it felt like you were like on ice. Yeah, you know what I mean. You're like, ooh.
There was a lot of times I would overshoot, and I'd have to use the little like jetpack type thing to boost myself just a little bit back. Which doesn't do shit. No. It's
that
like
thing's
a redirect.
Like at 2 seconds, where it's like. Well, that's it, man. You don't even You gain like 0 height with the thing.
Yeah,
like 2 seconds.
I had some trouble with traversal, and I would think that it's gonna get a little bit better. But if I remember correctly, as you get more agility, you just jump higher.
Oh, you
and then it gets even
jump,
crazier.
Stupid, which I get, but it is a pain in the ass when you're first starting to try to lose the game. I think that arc at the start of what you have versus what you get in the long run is a little.
Right. It seems a little long. I mean, I've put a decent amount of time into it, and I'm not nearly as far in my skills as I would have thought as far as, like, you're leveling up them. But I don't know. I thought it felt okay. It could have definitely been better. It was a little floaty, a little bit off.
Right.
It was all right.
You alluded earlier to the fact that I think we talked about this last night, where we're just like, hey, single player is good. And that's great. Like it works. Like that. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works.
And the fact that co-op didn't work. Like, but we're both on the same page where it's like, it doesn't really fucking make sense as to why it went out like that.
Right.
Like, if I'm Microsoft, I'm pissed.
Well, and then on top of that, last week we covered the fact that you can't even party up with another friend before you go into Wrecking Zone.
Exactly.
Like, those are two things that if you're going to even put co-op in your game, it better fucking work. If you're going to put a multiplayer mode into it, you should probably be able to party up with friends. I feel like in 2019, we've come far enough in gaming that that should be pretty basic.
And not only that, if you're going to fucking push your, subscription plan on people, which I have no fucking problem with that. I think Game Pass is great. Yeah. We both do. Yeah. We have it.
We've talked about it plenty of times.
But if you're going to fucking push that, and this is going to be like one of your big featured games coming to Game Pass, like, you can't fucking put something like that out there that has co-op.
It's got to be top notch. Because you're not just trying to sell a game at this point.
No.
You're trying to sell people on your exclusives also, because that is something
shit's
that
only coming there. Yeah.
Right.
That shit's not on anywhere else.
And you're also selling, Game Pass. It's
crazy.
It's such a...
And it's got the Microsoft name on it.
That's my main issue.
Craziest fucking thing at the start.
Because Microsoft has been shit on for having awful exclusives or just so few of them, and PS4 keeps just dumping them out. I mean, Sony is killing it on that market. Yeah. You have God of War, Spider-Man.
For years,
just amazing games.
Horizon Zero Dawn. And
it's just crazy. And then Microsoft comes out with their first big exclusive in a while, and kind of dropped the ball, in all honesty.
Oh, fucking totally, dude. I mean, like, single player works great, cool. Right. Just why the fuck would you put something out like that? Yeah. And it's even more disheartening for the future because they delayed this thing by like 2 years.
Yeah, it's been delayed for a long time. They gave themselves an extra
almost 2 years to work on this thing, and it still came out like that. Yeah, and it's not our internet. Like, people online have been like, what the fuck is going on with this game in co-op?
Oh, yeah. It's not just us by any means. I mean, before we write up something like this, or before we...
Oh, we definitely try to make sure that the public is having the same problem.
Make sure it's not just us.
Yeah.
But, because that would be unfair to base a game, or to judge a game based on our shitty internet.
Oh, yeah.
That wouldn't be fair by any means.
This has me extremely worried for all the studios that Microsoft had purchased, sorry.
And
because they might push them now to release their shit way ahead of when it needs to be released.
Yeah.
Or just their abilities aren't fucking there. Like, I don't know who to blame it on.
I'm not worried about all of the other studios yet.
So you're just worried about Sumo Digital.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess there's just a lot of issues here. I'm trying to stay optimistic because I want their
No, I do too.
Kind of second parties because
we talked about Otherworld. Otherworld is the next game.
Yeah,
that's
which
is
one I'm really looking forward to. And I really don't want that to shit to bed.
Yep.
Not at all.
This is worse than Sea of Thieves launch, in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't think it was received as much because I don't think people care as much about Crackdown 3 as when Sea of Thieves was announced.
Supposed to be this big multiplayer game, and it just didn't
Rare
have a lot
and all
in
this
it.
stuff. Yeah,
I mean, for the most part, it at least worked though.
It's still working. Yeah, doing its
I mean, they're killing it now, but
but
at launch, the main issue was it didn't have enough content, and that's where the issue was there. But it's to have problems with co-op in a game that was supposed to be a huge co-op game is a giant missed opportunity. And as much as I don't want to say I'm losing a little bit of hope in some of the Microsoft exclusives that are coming from their own studios.
They better not fuck up
There's
Battletoads.
There's a little bit there.
They better not fuck Battletoads up. I'll be so pissed, bro. I'll be so... I waited, what... It's been 2 or 3 years since they've announced Battletoads. The first time they just fucking show the logo. The second time they show them like zip by on a bike, but you hear them zip by on a bike with the logo. Yeah, and I got nothing so far.
Yeah, this last E3 was that the first time they announced it? Was this last E3?
No, 2017.
Was it?
Yeah, 2018 they showed a little bit. Too. They showed a little bit more, and by more they had a noise of a motorcycle go by.
Yeah, it was real short.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey, it's still here. We're still doing it.
So, gonna be 2 different reviews on this. Again, I didn't play the single player stuff. What I played of co-op, and what I said was, if this fucking worked, it looks like it could be fun. So for that reason, and after hearing your shit, which I know is not probably the best way to do a review, I would say rent it. Yeah. From my side of things, because I did see the entertainment and the value and how fun it could be in co-op if it actually fucking performed properly. Right. And like we're not talking like a glitch once or twice. Like this fundamentally was just fucking broken. Like you could not play this fucking game properly in co-op mode. It was terrible.
Right.
So I put it at rent. Our review system, by the way, is usually leave it, rent it, or buy it.
Yeah,
because that's what you do in life.
Right. I'm going to say rent it. Even if you're a huge Crackdown fan, I would still rent it.
Okay.
Because there's rose-colored glasses there, and this game is pretty much the same as what it has been in the past. So,
which is good if you fucking like that. Go for it.
Which is fantastic, absolutely.
Yeah, go for it.
But at the same time, you got to remember, if you haven't played one in a while, you might not remember exactly what it is. It's pretty simplistic.
How many years has it been since Crackdown 2? 5?
6.
Okay.
I think it came out in 2013.
Okay.
So
that's a decent amount of time. Wow.
Definitely at least give it a rent. Go to Redbox. Costs you like $2-3. Rent it. See if you like it.
Not even that. Go on your Xbox and there's like $1 for a month
Game Pass,
Game Pass or $2 for 2 months. There's a deal going on.
There you go, Microsoft.
For Game Pass. There you go, Microsoft.
We got you.
You're welcome, Phil. Hey, today's podcast was brought to you by Audible. You can head on over to audibletrial.com/diggity to get your free 30-day free trial and free audiobook download. So head on over to audibletrial.com/diggity, that's DIGGITY, to get access to over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, your Android, your Kindle, or if you're old as hell, your MP3 player. Hey, maybe you played Crackdown when you had an MP3 player. No way. What? Follow us on Twitter and Instagram @Diggity Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We are Diggity Gaming on YouTube. That's where you can get a video version of the podcast if you've never seen our ugly faces before. I am available on Xbox, Maple Jeff, and you are
Luscious Brody.
Hells to the yeah.
Do you even introduce me as Luscious Brody anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Luscious Brody Faults.
Oh. All right.
Every episode.
How
dare you?
I thought you forgot it today.
How
I was like, man,
dare
I
you.
changed my gamer tag for this. You better just keep it going.
Hey, leave us a review or comments if you're on the YouTube side of things. The review for iTunes and other podcast hosting sites helps us out a ton. Helps us get noticed by the algorithms, and 2, gives us good feedback to make the show better. And until then, my friends, have fun co-oping in Crackdown 3. See you for the Thursday show. See ya.